8 situations where you need an emergency fund. If you're having trouble paying your bills or find yourself unable to cover unexpected expenses, you might be thinking about setting up an emergency fund. According to financial experts, an emergency fund should cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Here's why: your emergency fund will support you in the event of an unexpected financial shock and can help prevent you from falling into debt. It also provides peace of mind if you lose your job, become too sick to work, or have to make repairs to your home. There are many reasons why you should work towards creating your emergency fund. Here are 8 situations where an emergency fund could be very important to you. Scenario 1: you are trying to pay off debt. Your emergency fund can help you prevent debt from piling up when you're in financial trouble. An emergency fund can help cover things you don't have a budget for, like auto repairs or medical expenses. Use your emergency fund to handle these stressful events and make it easier to focus on getting out of debt. It's easier to pay off more debt immediately when you're faced with unexpected expenses. Scenario 2: you've just started budgeting. When you're just starting out with a budget, you may inadvertently miss some expenses that you need to plan for. Your emergency fund may cover some of these costs the first year, and you can then add those expenses to your budget as they arise. This can be an annual expense such as taxes or other items such as gifts or fees for organizations. Your emergency fund can help you as you adjust your budget. When unplanned expenses come up, write them down and adjust your budget to include them in the future. After a few months, you shouldn't have any unexpected spending. Scenario 3: you have only one income. If you have only one source of income, it is essential to have a substantial emergency fund. That can help you through a sudden job loss or illness that keeps the main breadwinner from working. If you are an income earner or you are single, you should have at least a year of expenses in your emergency fund. You can accumulate a larger emergency fund once you get out of debt. If you're new to starting a family, you may need to increase your emergency fund. If you're single, accumulate your emergency fund as quickly as possible. Scenario 4: you are self-employed or a contractor. If you're a freelancer, an independent contractor, or if you have a job that won't allow you to claim unemployment benefits, it's important to have an appropriate emergency fund in place. Also, if you know that your contract could end soon, it's a good idea to accumulate more money in your emergency fund. You may also want to plan extra savings for the months when business slows down. Keep track of your bills to make sure you don't miss outstanding payments. This will help you avoid using your emergency fund. Scenario 5: you own your house. When you own your home, you will have to pay for all the necessary repairs and maintenance. While it's a good idea to set up a sinking fund to cover remodeling and most repairs, you may have unexpected expenses like plumbing or air conditioning repairs. Your emergency fund can help you handle these expenses and make owning your home a little less stressful. Home repairs can be expensive, as can replacing an air conditioner or heater. Try setting up a fund to save for these expenses before they happen. Make sure to plan your taxes within your budget. Scenario 6: you live far from your family. Moving home can be very expensive, and costs add up if you need a last-minute emergency. It saves a good emergency fund to cover the cost of last-minute tickets to go home or visit other family members in the event of a medical emergency or funeral. Think about airfares and other expenses, and start saving for it. Remember that last-minute bookings can often be more expensive. Scenario 7: you have a medical problem. A serious health condition could cause you to run out of your deductible each year. You may also have additional routine tests quickly or need to use up all of your sick leave and end the unpaid leave. A well-funded emergency fund can help you cope with these expenses and make it easier for you to get through these challenging times. Medical problems can be expensive, and insurance companies may not pay for everything you expect them to pay. You can also miss work and run out of pay, which can lead to bigger problems. Your emergency fund can help offset the loss. Scenario 8, you're saving for a goal. If you're working toward a goal like owning a home or starting a business, your emergency fund can prevent you from plunging into those savings when unexpected expenses pile up. This can prevent you from falling behind on these goals. While your progress forward may slow down a bit as you rebuild your emergency fund, you should be able to leave the money you're saving for yourself. This is a great way to protect your savings. An emergency fund can help you achieve your long-term financial goals. Think of your emergency fund as an insurance policy against unexpected expenses. Where should I keep my emergency fund? You can save your emergency fund into a bank account specifically for this purpose. Don't include your emergency savings as part of your daily savings or checking account. In fact, some experts recommend keeping your emergency fund account entirely with another bank to avoid temptation. Saving cash at home can be risky, as money can be lost, stolen, or destroyed, such as in a fire, the kinds of events you save to survive. How should I start an emergency fund? Start with your budget and determine how much of each paycheck you can reasonably spare. Then, put that money into a dedicated savings account as soon as you get paid. You'll want the savings to grow for you, so consider an interest-bearing savings account with your bank or credit union. What is the 50-30-20 rule? The 50-30-20 rule is a way to set up your budget. 50% of your salary should go towards needs, 30% can be spent on discretionary spending on things you want rather than need. And 20% should be for savings and/or debt relief. You can adjust the percentages slightly to fit your personal goals and circumstances. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.